continuing on our Daredevil Road to Born Again. We got Daredevil Season 3. Well, I guess it's not really a Road to Born Again, because now that Born Again has 4 episodes out. But today, because I will be uploading this on Tuesday, filming it Monday night, got a story to tell you in a minute, I will be having the Episode 5 review and reaction out. But today, we're talking about Daredevil Season 3. Now, if you watched my other reviews, check them out somewhere up here. I'm going to put them somewhere up there. But I thought the first season was good, and then the middle wasn't good, and then the ending was very good. I thought the second season was good, but got a little bit, got a little bit rushed, and the plot lines are a little bit convoluted in there. So heading into the season, I know I'm not the biggest fan of the show just as much as everybody else is. I like the show. I really do like the show. I just don't love it as much as everybody else does. But today I'm going to talk about Season 3. And quick story, I'm being quiet because it is currently 11:20 p.m. My family is asleep. I filmed this video before I had to go work my real job earlier. Like, I sat down, filmed it at 1:30, had to be there at 2, got it done at 1:50. I live like 5 minutes away. So I got up and I noticed that it didn't film. So the camera was on. My Logitech webcam that I'm using has the bright lights on the side. My mic was on. It just didn't film for some reason. So I don't know, a little bit irritated that I have to refilm this video, but, so in case you get, there's a little bit of rush talk in here, it's because I already filmed the video. It's not going to be as good as the first time, fresh off the brain. It's just going to be, out there. And with that said, before I get started with the review, obviously, go down below in the comment section and tell me what is your opinions on Daredevil Season 3. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button, if you will do me a favor, and the bell, so you never miss another video in this Daredevil Road to Born Again review series. And with that said, Daredevil Season 3 is much better than every other season of Daredevil, pretty much by a landslide. And that's saying that those first 2 seasons aren't bad. Those first 2 seasons are good. I like those first 2 seasons. I like those first 2 seasons quite a bit, actually. And this season beats him by a landslide. And I think the main reason for that is the big one that stays in my mind is the action sequences. The action sequences are great. The action sequences in Season 1 and 2 are great. Obviously, you get that hallway fight scene in Season 1. You get a hallway fight scene in Season 2. And then all the scenes with the Punisher in it. All that stuff is great. This took it to the next level. Whether you get in that prison sequence where it's shot as a oneer, phenomenal sequence. There's a sequence where it's shot as a oneer every single season of Daredevil so far. And I loved it. I mean, I love all those. And this one was by far the best one. It was phenomenal. And then you get the office scene where Daredevil's fighting Bullseye. It's just so good. Everything is elevated to the max. You get Bullseye, who's just able to make everything into a weapon. And it's just so cool to see his power set throughout the entire show. And then when we get to the finale, we get an awesome fight scene where you get Daredevil versus Kingpin versus Bullseye versus Vanessa. All that junk there. And it is phenomenal. There are some phenomenal action sequences in here. And that just elevates it above. Where you have a show that the action sequences are really good on the get-go. And then you have a season where the action sequences blow those out of the water. It's kind of shocking there. On other notes, the character arcs are another huge thing that made this season be perfect for me. You get Matthew's character arc, where in Season 2, he's kind of going downhill. He's fully turning into Daredevil. He's turning his friends away. He's going way downhill. And it's a phenomenal character arc. And in this season, you get the finish of that character arc, where after he died in the end of Defenders, he's kind of taking on the mantle of Daredevil. That's all he is. All he is Daredevil. Such a cool character arc for him. And then by the time we get to the end of the character arc, it's just resolved perfectly. He's with all his friends. Every one of his friends' character arcs are great. Another huge one I think of is Karen's character arc, Deborah Ann Wool, because she gets her episode where we go back into her past and get her character, like the secrets that she's been keeping throughout the first 2 seasons, in the middle of the climax. Very surprising. We're like 3 episodes ago, and this is one of them. Didn't want to watch that episode. As soon as I saw that that's what we were doing, I was like, is it really a good idea to go back in time this point in the show? Well, it was, because it was phenomenal. It gets all the answers that we wanted to know out of Karen's past, and it's also very emotional. I cried during that episode. That was one of the most emotional episodes of television I've ever seen. Great great stuff. And then Foggy's character arc is great. We get other characters in here as well. Sister Maggie, phenomenal addition here. I just love her character, and the twist that we get with her near the end of the season is absolutely incredible. And then we get characters like Ancient Nadim, where he was first introduced, and I thought, I don't want to have a character like this. Don't think a character like this is going to fit the show. And he was perfect. When he died in the end of the show, I was shocked. I did not want him to die because I loved his character. I loved Agent Nadim. I love Sister Maggie. So with a great set of characters, great set of side characters, great character arcs for everyone in the show that resolve it from the previous few seasons, and then with the action sequences, it's great. You also have two phenomenal villains. Kingpin, incredible. Vincent D'Onofrio, absolutely phenomenal. One of the best villains in MCU history. He's just great in here. He's manipulating everyone. You feel it when he's manipulating them. And you know he's a very dangerous individual. And then we've already kind of talked about Bullseye here. He's phenomenal. Where he was starting to go at the beginning, I wasn't sure I quite liked. I didn't know, like, this was the direction for Bullseye I wanted to go. And then, just like so many other things, didn't know exactly where I thought it was headed. And then it reaches that point, and it's perfect. He's just so cool. So much aura around him, and can be very creepy. And then even when we're getting him in Daredevil boring him, phenomenal. He is a phenomenal villain. So the two villains were also awesome here, and just had a great character arc for Matthew, while also having fantastic superhero stuff. Great action sequences. Everything I wanted out of this season, I got. I thought this was a phenomenal season that I just did not want to end. The biggest negative I have with it is that they decided to cancel it. So you get this season, Matt's finally happy, he's with his friends, and we're going on new character arc. It felt like we had another season or two left in it as soon as it ended. I was like, they canceled this version of Daredevil. Obviously, we're watching Born Again now, so, I mean, obviously, it's still going. But beyond stupid of them to cancel the show after that. But that's my biggest negative with the season. Where the other two seasons were good, but they were flawed. This season was amazing. It was perfect. Everything, I felt everything in the show. I cried a couple times during it because it just was able to be so emotional. Phenomenal season of television. Before I give you my final score, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what is your opinions on Daredevil Season 3. With that said, phenomenal action sequences elevate this show with great character arcs, great side characters, and great sets of villains. This is a perfect comic book season while also being a perfect season of just television. With that said, Daredevil Season 3 is getting an A+. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Stay tuned for a Punisher review. I'm going to finish Punisher in the coming week or so. I'm also going to have a review of the show Adolescence, because I've been watching the show Adolescence, and it is amazing. Also, I'm going to, as you see in the background on my TV here, you might not notice what movie that is, but because it's 11:27 at night, I got home from work about half an hour ago. I'm going to watch Drive, because I'm going to have a special video planned coming in the coming weeks. And then also I put a poll out while I was at work if you want to go vote on that, which will most likely be my next video. So stay tuned for all those, and with that said, subscribe.